What's happening, everybody? The GRG podcast is in full effect right now. We are doing it live. Thank you guys for coming to join us. And for the ones that's coming to join us and watch us later, man, we got to have a great show, man. Just coming back, man. I'm energized. I'm wired. Just coming back from Crossfire. Now we over here. We doing this thing here. And going to have time to let the podcast shine. So let's go. And without further ado, get to the panel. What's going on with you, Delilah HD?
What's up? What's up? Glad to be here tonight. I'm glad you energized because you're gonna need something from me. I'm a bit out of it from a long work week. So, but yeah, looking forward to talking about these games though. So let's go.
All right, cool. And then we move on to Bloody Knuckles. What's going on with you, Bloody?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's good to be back. I've been all over the place, and I'm energized to talk about tonight, man. I'm in such a good mood. Let's do this.
Yes, indeed. And especially when, you have a little time off, man, the juices are really flowing. So, yeah, let's go.
Oh, man, I'm dripping in sauce tonight.
Oh, man. Woo! I know you just came from New Orleans, and I know how that is out there, man. It's really fun out there. So, anyway, man, moving on to, speaking of New Orleans, man, Rams against them Saints, man. It's going to be one big hell of a game.
No, Saints got that. Saints got that. I'm just saying.
We're going to see. Triple Cup Chuck, what's up, bro?
Howdy, partner.
Hey, no.
Red Dead all day.
Okay. Red Dead all day?
Yeah, that's been holding my life for. I come in, Red Dead, leave. When I go to work, I think about I want to go home and play Red Dead. Man, it's amazing, and I ain't did shit, but I ain't gonna hold out up, man. We need to go ahead and get through these. We got one more left, bound.
Yeah, we got one more left, and then that's we probably gonna most likely have two more coming through. Lemon will popping up here a little bit late. He said he was gonna come in a little bit late, and then we don't know about our Donald Trump, which is live wire. We don't know when he's gonna show up. Just make sure he don't show up too late. Anyway, what's going on with you, 100? What's happening?
Man, in here chilling, man. Just got me a fresh drink. Got a long week, so let's go. Let's talk about these news.
Let's talk about these games. Hey, man, you know what? I tried to commute you, bro, out there on Crossfire tonight. I tried to sit there and have somebody get you a game, bro, because I know you ain't got that Red Dead, and we was talking about it, and you know what I'm saying? You ain't experienced that true greatness, and I'm like, hey, man, hook my boy up. So, man, hopefully, man, somebody got you, man. Somebody got you back, man.
I'm rolling out with Fallout 77. That's what I picked over that.
I told him that.
Mooch was to his word.
Pleased about that. Yeah, you did. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, man, for him speaking to his word, man, if somebody want to go and hook up my boy 100, go ahead and do that kombucha for him. Go help my boy out. So anyway, man, let's get on to the very first topic. And like, the PlayStation 1 Mini. All right, so we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't know about the 20 game, the whole full 20 game slate. Yeah. And so now as we look at it, I'm gonna start off with you, Delilah. What is it? I mean, you've seen the 20 games. Do you think that it is worth the 20 of the $100? What do all these 20 games? All of, you know what I'm saying? Look like that they're those that heat.
They tried to mix it between like some nostalgia and some of the stuff that people kind of remember and things like that. It's cool, but I wish it was more games on here than just 20. I feel like you paying $100 for this. It's not like it costs $50 like the Nintendo does. So for me, this is a problem. I think it should be more games on here. But I mean, I like what they got, but. Because they got like Siphon Filter, which is dope. They got Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, which is classic for them. Twisted Metal's classic. So Final Fantasy 7, I mean, that's a gem. Metal Gear Solid. I mean, they got some. I mean, the titles on here are not bad, but for $100, I was expecting a little bit more.
Right. No, I totally agree with that. What about you, 100? I mean, what do you think about this? Would you consider getting the PlayStation 1 Mini?
Yeah, to sell it on eBay, but. No, but
so messy.
But like my thing is, I was listening to the note earlier this week, and they was talking about it, and like, is it really worth your purchase? Do the PlayStation 1 games really carry over to right now? Like I've been playing the shit out of Star Wars Jedi Academy.
Yeah, you've been killing.
You can see the textures. You can see different. You can pure PlayStation 1 games and the blockiness, you know, you can see the old blockings is holding up. I mean, is the average consumer going to buy it, or the hardcore is going to buy it? You know, this not their games is not like Mario. Don't like it has a Crash Bandicoot with it, or stuff like that. But the list of games like, you know, to Shinden, I wouldn't mind go back to playing it. But a lot of them games you can go play on PC for free. I can't tell you how to get them.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
you know, it might get better textures and stuff like that. But that $100 price point is kind of high. Nintendo even do that, you know, and you getting 20 games. I know people wanted Final Fantasy again, but don't you get Final Fantasy? You're supposed to be getting Final Fantasy, a remake and stuff like that. 7.
Well, they already got 7 on the PlayStation right now.
Oh, so it's like what you need it for. I mean, some of them games I didn't know nothing about. Like, only thing I would actually, if I on some real, I keep it a buck stuff, because this is the only really RPG at that time I really beat it, was Wild Arms. And I just wanted to see if I can go through that one more time, because that was a long game, and that was the first game I actually sat down and I beat to the completion, because I guess that's when I knew how to read. I'm not to read no more. So
now, don't do
that.
Don't do that.
I don't like all that. Like, some games I won't pick up unless it got some voice acting or something. I'm tired of reading. But no, but I think
A lot of people had that same sentiment though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But I think if you want to get it, go get it. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how to spend your money. I mean, it is what it is. Like, if I'm personally gonna go run out and go grab one, no, unless I see it go on eBay for like $500-$600, and I'm going down the street to the homie like, hey, give me about 2 of them, and I break you off a little cut. But no, it's, you know, pick it up if you're a PlayStation fan and you really die hard. This is what for them. Bring back that, you know, that childhood.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, that childhood.
Yeah. Now there was somebody that was also bringing up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Indie Gamer, man. Like, where was Gran Turismo? I mean, like, where was that? Like, I mean, that wasn't nowhere to be seen. So,
that's fair. That's a fair question.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games. Like, where was Xenogears?
They said licensing. It was someone was licensing.
Because of the music, probably.
Yeah. So it was licensing.
That's why we haven't seen like a Jet Set Radio Future and
all
those licensing.
Yeah. Right. And so to me, it's more of those things where it's like, I mean, if you're going to bring this type of this thing to the table, then you think that you would already have that in order, right? You know what I mean? So I don't know. What do you think about a Triple Cup?
I mean, I think about it from a different angle, as in, don't PlayStation fans, I'm not even going to call y'all ponies, because I'm not trying to be offensive and joke around and play. Me personally,
but you call them ponies.
Didn't get it anyway, huh? But look,
Xbox and ponies, man, I done heard it all.
No, I said call them some ponies.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, but the whole thing about it is, like, it's too soon, because I'm like, you know, the PlayStation is like, they bringing out, that's why, like, for that $100 price point and for the games that you get, you kind of don't feel as comfortable, even though what you're getting is actually worth $100 worth of stuff, but you don't feel like that's not worth $100. I mean, it might not make complete sense, but it's like the stuff that they put in there, it's worth $100, but you don't feel like you're getting your money's worth for that amount of money. Now, 10 years from now, somebody, if they brought that out for $100, you'd be like, oh man, look at that original PlayStation. Or actually, even 5 years from now, like there was with the regular Nintendo that came out with the 80s. You see how people were really clamoring over that because of the whole nostalgia fact. It's gonna do its initial sellout because of you have collectors that just want to collect everything. So that's gonna go. But after that, it's just gonna be one of them niche things. And when I mean Sony, they pretty much lose cool points because they just riding the wave of Nintendo right now. Nintendo that came out with a little they just struck gold again, and PlayStation want to catch that wave, but they doing it too soon. I would have respected PlayStation if they would have just did it 5 years from now after they did the next PlayStation. They'd be like, oh, well, hey, here goes some nostalgia stuff for the fans, you know, or whatever like that. But by putting it out now, it just feels too much like they riding Nintendo wave. You know what I'm saying? Me trying to say it in the most polite fashion possible.
Well, you ain't got to be polite. I mean, just be real with it. I personally think that it's more of a issue in the sense of, yeah, they are trying to pretend to, they want to get on that Nintendo wave because they know Nintendo made money off of this. But the question that I really want to know is that, do you think that they're going to sustain, are they going to make money like Nintendo did off of their older games. I think that there's something to be said because while Nintendo has got more platformer games, PlayStation has got more of those 3D type of games, and they don't age well. So Bloody Knuckles, what do you think about this? Do you think this thing is going to sell? Is going to sell really well? And is it worth the $100?
Do I think it's worth the $100? No, it really is not worth the money at all. Is it going to sell? Absolutely. There's plenty of people who want to get these mini consoles, as everyone put out, that it's a collector's thing. It's everything that they kind of want to see and be able to have those old retro consoles kind of new age as well. But at the same time, they have to have some sort of content that makes going back to those classic consoles worthwhile. It's why the NES mini was a big thing. It's why the SNES mini was a big thing. But when you see a lot of the other ones that came out afterwards, they didn't sell very big because they didn't have the games that people wanted. While there was some really good ones on there, like they had Metal Gear, of course, which is one of my all-time favorites. They had Final Fantasy VII, Tekken 3, which I've stated before is the first fighting game that got me into fighting games, and Tekken itself. Those are only like a small 5-6 games out of 20, and you're having people pay $100 for this. I was like, I understand that there's licensing issues, but if they really wanted to do something to make something out of this, they could have worked out something. Now, you're talking about things that are 20 years old. Some of those licenses are able to easily be renewed without a massive hit point for them. So it's like, why are they overlooking a lot? Like she said, Gran Turismo was one of the biggest racing games back then and dominated and was the leader for racing games up until we saw Forza Horizon hit the scene years later. You know, Gran Turismo used to be the king of racing games. Why did they not bring their biggest racer? You know, the reason we're not seeing like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro is because those games have had remasters because they're no longer owned specifically by PlayStation. That's why we're seeing certain games like those that were groundbreaking for the console at the time not on it. What they have now is the only things that are left that they're able to actively do anything with. And it's not really doing them any favors because of the fact that it's not a large selection for the price point that they're putting it at. Don't get me wrong. Those games have very big sentimental value for gamers of my age and older because I grew up with the PlayStation 1. There's many people who remember getting the PlayStation 1 when they first announced it and these games being revolutionary. But again, it's still a very small selection. It's not worth it. It's not. If you're a collector, go for it. I'm not telling you not to play it. Like, I would love to get one, but I'm not going to buy it for $100.
Yeah, no, I don't. I agree with you. I don't think I'm not going to get it for $100. I mean, and those Toshinden is a great game, but it's just like 100 said. I mean, look, you can get these games for free on an emulation, and I understand that some people are like, shh, that's just what it is because these games are pretty much emulated. If there was a thing to where you could jump in and add games to it, or if there was a possibility that they could add more games to the to this PlayStation 1 mini, then I think that it would be worth its price in gold, especially having those games, these 20 titles, but just 20 titles, and then these games doesn't have any type of enhancements or anything of that nature.
They should have priced it at $50 max.
Exactly. I think, yeah, it was sold like hotcakes. I would have gotten one.
To be fair, if they did it at even 70, that would have been a better price point compared to. No. I'm saying 70 would have been better than 100. 50, I would absolutely be.
Who sell anything for $70?
No, but I'm saying that I agree with you, Delilah, that $50 would have been perfect. But if they were going on the higher end, but still making it reasonable, $70 I could have seen for that. But everything that's on it, it's just no.
Right. And that's one thing. And then just like what Christopher is saying on the chat, he's like, Nintendo throws out cardboard boxes and they name Nintendo and it sells like crazy. That's the thing, is thinking that it's going to do the same thing. It's just like with PlayStation, even though I love the PSP, right? I think the PSP is the best handheld that was out at that time. And, I never got a chance to play with the Vita, so I don't know. I know that there's a lot of people that like the Vita, but again, it's like, you try to copy off Nintendo, but Nintendo has this type of nostalgia that just sticks and it resonates with a whole bunch of other people. And PlayStation, I mean, some of those games, man, like, look, I love older games, but those games did not age well. And for asking for $100, that shit is not. It's not the business, bro. It's just not. It's just not.
You want to know the other part, half of that is that half the games that are on there, they've already done remastered on other things. If you want to play Metal Gear 1, if you go back to the Metal Gear Legacy collection on the PS3, and I believe they ported it over to the 4. I'm not entirely sure on that, but it has the entire Metal Gear saga from 1 to 4. Because they included Twin Snakes, which was the remaster for the GameCube. They already remastered their old stuff, and now they're just
to catch him before he go on a PlayStation history lesson.
Well, no, I mean, but he's bringing the point. He's bringing the point. I mean, keep going, Knuckles. Keep going. Say what you got to say.
It's just one of those things. Like right now, they're hitting the nostalgia of original Final Fantasy VII because why? The Final Fantasy VII remake is currently in a massive turnaround because of the fact that people don't realize that about a year ago, when Square Enix took the development in-house, they scrapped the 3 years worth of progress that was made by the external company because they didn't like how it was coming. So they turned it around. So that game's already starting over for another 4 or 5 years. They had to fill something in on that time.
Yeah, that point is true. So anyway, man, Livewire, I see that you just came in here, man. Do you have anything that you want to give us about the PlayStation 1 Mini? I mean, is it something that you want to get? Is it something that it's worth the $100 price point? All right.
I mean, it's a cool thing to have and say you have, but to actually play it, nah, fuck that.
All right.
That shit ain't worth nothing. I mean, I see people buying it for Christmas, literally playing it, maybe at a holiday party for a little bit, just kind of skimming through the whole game. It's like, oh, should I remember that? Oh, should I remember that? And then after that shit going right back in the box, or it's going to just sit on somebody's shelf. Nobody's playing that shit.
Yep. Yeah, well, I mean, that pretty much is true. I mean, it is what it is, man. So, all right, man. Well, let's get on to the next topic, man. And let's talk about games for gold and PSN. They both have their games coming out right now, and the PlayStation, they're going to be coming out with and I think they're already out now because I feel for it's November. It's Yakuza. Let me be country. Kamami, help me out. Kiwami, yeah, and Bulletstorm. And then while Xbox this month, they're going to be bringing out Battlefield 1 and the original Assassin's Creed. And there's another game that they're bringing out right now. I can't think of which one that the other game is right now. But regardless of that, and Dante's Inferno. So of course, it doesn't matter who's got the best one or whatever. But what do you guys think about this? I mean, I'm gonna start with you, Livewire. What do you think about the games for gold, and what do you think about the PSN games right now?
I mean, they're decent, both of them. But I mean, it's the holiday season, so nobody gives a shit at this point. They're buying what they really want, you know. So
these are free games if you got their subscription. So why
I get that, but like this is the holiday season. I mean, it's like at this point of the year, it's cool to get this stuff, but like nobody really cares. It's during the down times, like you're talking about the periods between like February and like I would say July, when people actually care about games with gold and PS Plus. Like during the holiday season, people playing brand new shit. They're not trying to really play some shit that was out 2-3 years ago.
Next February is going to be hot though.
Yeah, February is going. I mean, well,
February.
Yeah, of 2019 is pretty much
it's going to be
packed. So there's really no. I mean, you might have a month and a half where there's not something brand new to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's crazy. And that's like just multi-plats. We're not even talking about exclusives. Okay. So, I mean, this is shit.
All right. What about you, Delilah? I mean, is any of these games tickle your fancy? Have you already have them? Have you played them? What do you think about either one?
Hold on for just a second. Sorry. What were the games again? My bad.
The games for gold.
Games for gold?
Yeah, both for gold and for PSN. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, the Assassin's Creed one I already have, so I'm not really too keen on that one. But Battlefield 1, yeah, I think I have that as well. As far as PS Plus, Yakuza and Bulletstorm.
Yeah.
Bulletstorm is fire. I like Bulletstorm.
Yeah, Bulletstorm.
I already have that. So I already have all these games. Even Dante's Inferno for the Xbox games with gold.
Have you played Yakuza?
This is dope. I haven't played Yakuza, but I mean, I may check it out. I mean, but I don't have PlayStation Plus, so I don't think I would qualify to even get the game. But if you don't have these games, then by all means, I mean, these are great games. Sometimes we don't even get this, so this is good. It's a good list, good set of games for both platforms.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what I'm saying, Battlefield 1, I mean, there may be a lot of people that was reserved about Battlefield 1. I mean, just to have that, and then I know that just a couple of days ago, I think it was the other day or today, that they've given the DLC, they're giving it out for free. So I mean, I would hope that people would jump on that or whatever. So what about you, 100? What do you think about this?
Oh shoot, man! You know, a lot of them already got, because you know I do buy games.
Right.
Battlefield. Yeah, Battlefield. Pick it up. If you got EA Access, you get premium for free.
Mm-hmm.
It was already free in EA Access. They put it in the vault. So, Assassin's Creed. I ain't really Assassin's Creed guy. I tried Black Flag. I don't know. I just can't get into it. Maybe it's just me. But Dante's Inferno was fire. I'm just stuck on one point. So every time I get stuck on the game, I just go to another one.
To the next
that game too scary. I mean, it's a little bit scary. You know me, I don't like scary games like that. So
the game is too scary for you. What scares you about the game?
Well, if you guys ever listen to Growing Gaming, you'll know that I don't like scary games.
Right.
It's just a thing with me. Like I can't play anything too scary. I get freaked out. Like I was trying to play. I was even watching my husband play Resident Evil 7. I couldn't even do it. Like after the first 10 minutes, I'm like, nope.
Yeah,
like it's just something
on another level, Jack.
I can't.
Did you ever try playing or watching him do Evil Within?
Yes, we was playing the first one around last year during the Halloween holiday, kind of like around this time during the Halloween months and stuff like that. Yeah, no, not at all. So
not at all.
Not at all. I kind of don't do scary. So this Dante's Inferno stuff like that. Nah, boss.
Really? I didn't think it was scary. I mean, there weren't really any parts that I can recall that were scary.
It's too demonic, man. Like,
oh, that I can understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, see, I believe in all that. Like, I'm a spiritual person. Like, I believe in spirits, and evil spirits, and crap like that. So,
so you think you're gonna be calling? You thinking it's a Ouija board?
I'm calling all that up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have happy dreams. I'm trying to have good dreams.
She said, "No, sir, I'm out.
I
don't
happy
touch
dreams.
with the demons."
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go to sleep with nightmares, man. Waking up with that junk on my mind. Are you crazy? No. Clear mind, clear thought, happy thoughts.
I mean, I believe in that stuff too. I think understanding the stuff behind it kind of has an aspect. That's why the Divine Comedy of Dante is very unique, because it talks about each of the rings of hell and kind of what they symbolize.
Which I have no idea about that. Don't want to know.
Yeah,
right.
No. That's what the game's based on.
Yeah,
it's
don't
based
want to open up that. Nobody want to open.
No, all I'm saying is that it's based on the Divine Comedy of Dante. Like, that's it. It's just look it up.
It ain't no comedy about that game. Ain't nothing comedy.
It's not. That's the ironic thing.
If you like God of War,
it was crazy. I'm familiar with the lore and all that. I'm familiar with that because I had to read something along those lines in high school, so I understand what it's about and things like that. But
you
no,
just don't like it. Yeah.
No.
The visual aspect is kind of off-putting. I can understand that.
Well, I don't think it's more about the visuals. I think it's more about the whole
vibe.
Yeah, because if you're a person that's really religious, and this may, I'm saying Dante Inferno might not be that game for you. So I mean, I can understand that. So I definitely can. But yeah. So I mean, what about anybody else want to touch on this? I mean, like, look, I mean, I think Dante's Inferno is dope. I think it's a really good game.
Oh yeah, I play it.
God of War. If you wanted to play something like God of War on Xbox, that is something else that can play like God of War.
Or that Marlo Briggs.
And it's interesting though, because like this has me thinking about like games like Bayonetta. Like I can play that, and like same thing with Devil May Cry. I can play that as well. But you're essentially kind of doing some of the same things. I mean, in Bayonetta, you're playing as like a demon and you fighting angels. So
she's a witch,
right? She's a witch, right? So, I mean, that's a flip, on it, but it doesn't freak me out like Dante Inferno. Yeah, so.
And that part is true. So yeah, it just probably is. Hey man, Sir X-Man says, K Mega gonna need a Red Bull tonight. No, man, you know what? My Red Bull is because I've been off work today. So it's like I'm energized off of that, bro. It is you know, because I was on a podcast earlier. It's just, you know, I love talking about video games and just getting two different perspectives. I mean, we heard from what they were saying over there, and here just listen to what the panel's got to say about everything. So it just keeps me energized. I love talking about games, man. So
it's all about getting other perspectives.
Right. It definitely is. It definitely is. So
hey, let's speak about the other perspective, man. Y'all gotta think about this here with EA. And they got this Battlefield 1 in EA, in Game Pass. I mean, not Game Pass. We got Xbox got so many different options. Sometimes
are you talking about the EA Access?
Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead, Triple Cup.
Yeah, now I'm just saying, like, with this Battlefield 1, and they got this new Battlefield 5 that's gonna come out there. They thinking about like the gamers that never played Battlefield before, and they say, "Oh, I done heard of that game." A lot of people talking about the Battlefield game. Let me check it out. They see it's free. They take the game. They play it. They may not beat the game, but they might get into it a little bit, and they say, "Oh, they got the new ones gonna come out." Now because see, that's how they caught me. To be honest with you, I pretty much got Battlefield or one of the older Battlefields for free, and then when I got it, I played it for a little while, and I said, "You know what? I like this game," and I started becoming more of a Battlefield player versus playing Call of Duty. And that was on the on 360, because I first, everybody played Call of Duty because it was the one to be known until I got a free. And then it was a Battlefield that was an older one, with
1942. Yeah, 1942. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was arcade.
And it kind of got me into Battlefield, and that I'm thinking they doing it pretty much the same thing on a bigger scale, just by it being free for everybody that got games with gold. Something, if you don't have Battlefield, when you see that come across your screen, tell me you're not gonna download it. Some people don't like certain games, but you see stuff, big AAA games like that, it's like a repulse thing. You're gonna push it anyway. And I don't think they hoping if you try it out, you like it, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna buy a Battlefield 5. But please move Battlefield 5 to next year. I still say it's too soon. That's just my personal opinion.
You think so? Why do you think so?
I still like Battlefield 1 right now.
Because it's been over 2 years. Once Battlefield 1, it's been about 2 years.
Hardline. I know that you like Hardline.
Yeah, I love Hardline.
They should have went from Battlefield 4 to Battlefield 1 to this new Battlefield. Them the only ones they should have came out with. And because Battlefield have long legs, they could just keep coming out with maps. They just need to update the maps. And when they did on the World War, all thing you had to do was just add more maps. That's most of what people want. And the game could have lasted for a little while longer.
Well, I think that, like, for one thing about what Call of Duty being annual all the time, that would put a hurt on Call of Duty, especially if there's people that don't really like that particular. I'm not Call of Duty. I'm sorry, but Battlefield. If they don't like that particular Battlefield, like, there's a lot of people that wouldn't want to play Battlefield
on Battlefield 4 right now.
I know the diehards are, but the one thing of it is that a lot of people didn't want to play that game because of the aspect of it being it was old. It was set in the weapons. People want to play with more weaponized weapons, and so therefore and so you just add maps, and then there's people that don't really want to get into it, and I think that would hurt Battlefield. I think 2 years is plenty enough. And that these games there's still people playing Bad Company 1 and 2. So there's still going to be a fan base for them. But I think that after so long that they should just go ahead and bring a new entry just for the people that are tired of it.
Maybe that's all I think is the selfishness on my behalf, because I still want to play this one. But once the new one come out, it's real hard for me to play the old one when they got the new one. That's like playing Madden 17 and you got Madden 19.
Yeah, and then the multiplayer, everybody goes to the new one too sometimes. So so it's hard to kind of go back.
And if you got EA Access, you get to play it 7 days earlier.
That's right. I look at it. I think it was a really smart move for them to not bring to not bring. I know a lot of people they were getting mad about it, but I think it was really smart for them not to bring the Battle Royale. They wanted to make it right, and because even though COD, they brought their Battle Royale, there was still some issues and problems, and and I just think that hey, get it perfect. And you got so much other content. Don't need to just go ahead and rush it. I think that's what a lot of these games that come out, too early. They need that time to go ahead and resonate. In my
but Battlefield was never a day one type game. It was always a game that they drop the game now, they come back and they fix some bugs on it. They come back later, drop some DLC. They come back and drop some more game modes, which they have done all the time previously. Add new game modes. So Battle Royale, nothing but a game mode. It just coming. It don't come out when the same day the game come out. They always did modes like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I know we said this a few episodes ago, that games will treat it like a game mode, kind of like Capture the Flag, kind of like 4v4, so on and so forth. Battle Royale is going to be part of games now. It's not going to be something that one company can have a precedent over because everybody can copy that game mode.
Right, it's going to be the normal.
Yeah, right. And I'd imagine like in 3 years from now, we'd be talking about this. It's like Battle Royale, whoop-de-doo, nobody cares, no kind of deal, because it's everywhere.
Right. Okay. So speaking of the Battle Royale mode, I was gonna just throw this on you guys a little bit later, but I mean we might as well talk about it. Okay. Now there's a rumor that's been going out, just came out not too long ago, that PUBG might get announced of going to Game Pass. What do you guys think about that?
So what?
Come on now. Don't
that's
do that
how I
to
feel
PUBG.
about it.
Don't do that.
That's it.
I love PUBG. I love
don't get twisted. Don't get twisted. I'm not crapping on PUBG. Don't take it like that. Okay. I'm just like, there's a lot of games on Game Pass that still do well, like financially. Like look at Forza Horizon 4. I mean, just because the game go to Game Pass, to me that doesn't mean anything. Like it's gonna help the numbers of that game. But at this point, let's think about it. It needs it. Okay, it needs a push. It needs something to reinvigorate.
Like 5 million, though.
But I'm just saying it needs something to reinvigorate people around the game because Blackout is kicking their tail, and so is Fortnite. So they're gonna need something to kind of be like, oh yeah, it's free and you can blah blah blah. I mean, they have to do something. So I figure if I ain't going to Game Pass, that's just a move they're gonna have to make if it goes there.
It's a lot of games out, so.
But PUBG got like events now. I ran to it.
You know how I heard about that? You know how I heard about the events and stuff?
What?
Just now when he just said it, like
well, I think it's supposed to be an EXO. It's supposed to be it's a rumor. Right. It's not. It's not.
No, it's events. You can cut it on, and it's a place for events. They got events. I didn't try to play it.
Look,
I didn't try to play it because it wants someone. It's really for duos. Really, it's for two people. I didn't want to play with a random. So that was the time I was looking for Lemon, and saying he was on death row. So no, but they have events. I understand Microsoft funded, but that's kind of Bluehost to actually promote that game. Am I right? I know they funded it and do that promote them events and stuff like that. But it's still a lot of people on.
You gotta look at the time though. The time when they did that, they needed something for the holiday. They did that in their own interest. It's like we don't got anything for the holiday right now as far as games. Let's push. PUBG is hot right now. It's banging. Let's put some money behind it and make a push because we got nothing for the fall holiday. You see what I mean? So for me, I saw that like last year as being them like, okay, let's make these moves and get some people interested in our box, which we just launched the X. We're going to have something. So that's why they did that. To me, it was pure marketing. Pure marketing.
Yeah, but PUBG is I go by a couple of times a week. I can't afford to go.
The numbers have been dropping though.
Some days old.
Every game,
exactly.
Fortnite
it's like why would I play PUBG when I can have a smoother experience with Blackout? Smoother experience.
Yeah, but you gotta understand. Like I explained this, saying to 108. EA got a better infrastructure of developers on that. Bluehost was small.
You mean Activision?
I mean Activision.
Yeah.
They had better.
But you think gamers can't care about that? You think gamers?
If it came out broke, if Blackout came out broke, I was gonna make them go broke.
I get it, but what I'm telling you is, think casuals don't care what developer made what. They care whether they can play their game. They know Call of Duty just dropped and they can get on Blackout and play just like they can on PUBG. PUBG, face it, is no longer the hotness. Just face that fact. It's no longer the hotness. No matter how much you like it, how much you jump on it, how much you play it, it's no longer the hotness.
It ain't gonna kill. Okay, matter of fact. Live. What game did we end up buying? Now it's free to play, but ain't nobody gonna play it. Remember when we suckered and we end up buying the calling? This before PUBG and them came out.
That's y'all fault. Cause nobody know about that game until now.
Oh, we knew about it. Cause we buy everything. We buy if it look good to us and it's for a right price point.
But you won't buy Red Dead. What sense does that make?
Because I bought Fallout 76. I want to support Fallout 76.
Okay, give us an explanation why you did not get the game.
Well, he don't have to get rid. Don't get it twisted, K Mega. He don't have to get Red Dead.
I know, but I just want to hear his. I just want to hear his.
My thing is, all right, I decided to go with Fallout 76. I'm more sci-fi guy.
Okay.
That I wanted, I know I heard about 76 was one of the first vaults that ever opened. I never, I try to play 4, but I'm like, I can play this one and still understand 4 and all the rest of them. It may get me into it. So I'm like, let me give it a full try without me playing anything else like that. Because if I get Red Dead, I ain't gonna give the same attention to Fallout. So I said, let me go Fallout. Let me see if I can go on the Fallout bandwagon. Let me start a Fallout revolution while y'all got this Red Dead revolution going on. That's why I quit playing the betas.
I mean, so many good games out right now between Red Dead, Blackout. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Horizon.
Tomb Raider. Yeah. There's a lot of
crazy right now.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this question. If let's say that I'm gonna just kind of jumping on this one because I wanted to really talk about it, and so I wanted to get your expertise on this. And I know that you haven't played Red Dead 100, so you don't have to answer to anything. But for anybody else that's been playing this and The Witcher,
The Witcher.
You
gotta say it like that when you mention.
Yeah. You playing that or The Witcher? Which one so far? You know what I'm saying? I understand it is still new for Red Dead, but which one do you think is the best open world game right now?
The Witcher or Red Dead?
Yeah. Well, Chuck, I'm gonna start off with you, and then I'll go to you next, Knuckles. Why do you think Red Dead is better than The Witcher right now? The Witcher 3.
Yeah, you got to put a little oomph into it. But the reason why, I mean, first and foremost, the obvious. I mean, this game came out this year, so they had more technology, more time to mess with the get accustomed to like the Xbox X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, so they had more time to do it. Witcher came out years ago now, so it's gonna get outdone. I mean, and then Red Dead had time to actually look at The Witcher, play The Witcher, and see the aspects that they liked that The Witcher had, and actually take them. That's why you see like the horse element of The Witcher is actually implemented into this Red Dead more than the first Red Dead. Because if you look at the way the horse actually gallop, it galloped more like it do on The Witcher than it did on the first Red Dead. But then, but the other thing about it too is, is no way possible Rockstar is going to come out with less than the best game of the generation. I mean, Red Dead was, The Witcher, I can't say like it was good, but it just don't have, it will never have it because I mean the side missions on this game here, I'm so stuck on. I mean, I get it, like a lot of people, like, you know what I'm saying, back in the medieval times, but you have a bigger fan base that love Westerns more, as in, like, you know what I'm saying. I know a lot of older people.
You sure about that? Now hold on now. I think you just being a little bit, I mean, because we both country boys, but come on now. I mean, you thinking that there's more people that like Westerns more than they like the medieval times?
Yes.
Come on now.
I mean, more games that should let you know already. I mean, more games have been made in that time than Westerns. Like, let's be real. You got more medieval dragons, magic games than Western games.
But I think that's what makes Western games, when they come out and they're done well, that people like them, because Westerns, you got to remember that while we have a fantasy about fantasy, there's plenty of people who've done that from movies to games for the longest time. Westerns haven't ever been done outside of movies. So when you have a game that captures that Western feel, that true legend that we hear the stories of the Wild West and every man for himself, you run up to someone who doesn't like you, you have a shootout. When a game captures that essence, it hits those people. That's why that Red Dead did so well, and why it captures that attention, because of the fact that it's something that isn't done often. We can talk about fantasy games across the spectrum, from The Witcher. we have Dark Souls, we have Fable, we have Kingdoms of Amalur, Skyrim with Elder Scrolls. There's plenty of fantasy games. There's always been fantasy games. It's just they have slightly different feels, but they're still been done before. Westerns haven't been done that often.
Question though, so if you had to pick between Red Dead and Witcher 3 and Red Dead 2, which one would you pick?
Me personally, I would choose Red Dead just because I've always been a fan of Westerns, but that's not downplaying anything about The Witcher. And it's hard to choose between the two is because they're not in the same genre. The Witcher is phenomenal for what it does from its own takes in combat, but they're two very different things, and that's always gonna be a thing.
I agree, they're very different games. Like for me, if I had to choose between Red Dead and Witcher, I would pick Red Dead right now because that's what's most fresh on my mind right now. I remember like the experience for me is super fresh, and like they're blurring the lines. Like that's the thing about Witcher and about Red Dead is that they're blurring the lines between side quests and main quests.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. Hey, so what do you think about the controllers on Red Dead?
But think about that too, Delilah. The Witcher did the same thing.
The controls.
The controls.
Well, hold on. Go. Hold on, Knuckles. What about the controls? Go ahead.
Now I'm saying I hear a lot of people don't like it, so I wonder how she
the controls are fine. Like you get better as you play. The more combat you get into, you learn how to use your dead eye better. You learn how to aim better because it's all about those headshots. You know what I mean? So you learn how to get really good with it. The auto aim can sometimes be a little bit annoying because sometimes you want to target a certain person and it shoots over to somebody else. But there's ways around it. Just don't pull the trigger so that it auto aim. Just don't use auto aim. So I don't know why people complain about that when they don't have to necessarily use it. But to me, it's great.
Yeah, well, I mean, I totally agree. Look, this is what to me is that makes Red Dead a class of its own, and same with the Witcher. Since you wanted me to say it with emphasis, is that they both make you play their style.
Yeah.
To where that if you try to play another game, it's going to kind of mess you up because those games deserve that type of attention. Like, I mean, I know that Chuck has told me before, like he couldn't really get into the Witcher because of the fact of the way that the controls are.
I think controls are terrible on that game.
The what? Oh no, the control. No, it's just like what you said, Delilah. You have to practice. You have to
learn. You have to learn.
You have to learn. It is meant for you to learn that particular game in order to master it. And I think that's a testament to what Rockstar and to what CD Projekt Red does. That's why I think 2077 is going to be insane because I think those controls are going to be just as difficult to try to learn, but it's going to be really refreshing once you learn them. I really do. Anybody else want to touch on this?
Hey, check this out, okay, make the left bumper is to put the gun in the holster and to pull it out. If you tap it, you go pull it in your holster and pull it out. So a lot of people don't realize this game it's almost like realistic, like almost like a sim. So a lot of people talking about they be walking around and they make mistake and shoot people they don't be trying to shoot. I mean, it's a simple thing. If you're not about to shoot nobody, they always tell you never pull your gun out.
Put the gun away.
So that make it more realistic. So you're gonna put your gun away. So you're supposed to do that, and the way they got it, you can feel the weight and the way they be putting us in the whole way he hold his gun. They made it realistic, and people saying about the auto aim and the way you move in your hand. I mean, he gotta have that little that momentum because he a regular person and he trying to shoot and he ain't holding a gun the way you're supposed to hold it. So it's gonna give him an outshot, but the way he do it, it make it look so realistic. And I mean, down to a T, they got it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's growing on me. Like I was annoyed at first with the auto aim, but now when I realize you have to necessarily use it, like it's great. It's fantastic.
What gets me the most when I play it is every time I'm riding on the horse and I lock onto someone, I disorient myself because the lock on focuses. So I end up riding around in circles, like awkwardly on the horse. And because of the fact that they use a very realistic momentum system, I constantly run into trees and just knock myself off the horse. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. Because I always forget to hit the RB button to slow down because you have to actually slow your horse down.
Yeah, I punched a horse and on accident,
got kicked in the face.
Yeah, and got kicked in the face because I'm over here trying to go and go to the horse. And yeah, I've done that plenty of times. I wanted to go and give a big shout out to you know what I'm saying, one of our listeners right now. And Sir, you know what I'm saying, Sir X, he just said, Sir X, man, he said, I just had my first grandbaby and she is beautiful, man. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on that, man. Man, you know what I'm saying? Wish you the best of being a grandpa. Hope you spoil the hell out of that child, give it all the loving that it needs, and send that little girl back with his parents. It'll be great.
Do the egg box. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Make it, raise it up to be to make the X-body in anyway.
Hey,
no,
I mean, they got the dolls with the Xbox. Get her one of those.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Let's not go too far with it. But anyway, congratulations, man. She's just been born. You know what I'm saying? Live. Did you want to touch on this? I mean, since I know that you just now had your Ivanka. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about, you know what I'm saying, which one has the best open world in your opinion right now?
Man, I think they're different. I'll talk about engagement. The engagement is more fluid on Red Dead, whereas you don't really have to necessarily straight up like talk to somebody in order to get into a lot of these little side things. Like The Witcher had the same thing, but everything that you pretty much did as a side mission, like a real side mission, you pretty much had to talk to somebody, and then, you know, whether it's running into the guy trying to kill a troll, and you got to figure out, well, why'd you kill the troll and all that stuff, versus, I mean, you just running into randos doing wild stuff on the side of the road, like you know, this guy trying to. Did y'all do the circus thing? I don't know if y'all.
Red Dead? No, I haven't done that yet.
Somebody getting
no spoilers, bro. No spoilers.
No. Yeah, it's just it's a circus. Just a circus mission. Yeah, I'll just say it's not what you think, but it is. Yeah. So anyway, but you got it. But when you run into those type of missions, you're just like, yo, this is not what I thought this was going to be. Like the stuff. Some of that stuff is hilarious, though. To be honest, like some of the stuff you just be doing these little missions, you're like, yo, the writing on here is impeccable, man. Like these people really know what they're doing, man. It's hilarious.
Like that's the thing. It's beautiful. You can't. It's hard to just not stop and like look around and be like, oh, what's
Delilah's over here cutting you off because she's afraid that you're going to just tell the business live. Come on, live, don't do it. That's
walk through the woods.
Well, I mean, it's a lot. Look, it's so much stuff in this game. I don't even know.
That part is true. There's a lot of stuff in this game.
To be honest, I'm hearing stories about people doing stuff that I've been playing the game more, and they ran into stuff that I haven't even seen yet, you know?
Right. And then I don't even know anything about a circus.
And there's other people that have been playing the game longer than me, and I'm running into stuff that they haven't seen yet. You see what I'm saying? So,
how many hours do you think you have into it right now?
I probably got about 2 days in it.
Okay, so about 50. What, Delilah, how long have you got into it?
Wow, I got about, I'll say 12 hours or so.
Okay.
You just started it.
Yeah, pretty much. What about you, Chuck?
I'm roughly if I had to guess, about in between 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours.
Okay, what about you, Knuckles?
I got 23 hours.
All right, yeah. So me and Live is pretty much about the same. I've got about like maybe between 49 to 51 hours into it.
Yeah, but see, my thing is, I'm enjoying.
Right. How do y'all work?
Yes.
Like, you know what it is? You know what it is? I'm enjoying even the moments where you're just riding around just to travel. Like some people complain about, like, nah, I just want to fast travel. And don't get me wrong, fast traveling is when I'm doing a mission, I like to do it. But if I'm not on a specific mission, that's where your best stuff happens.
No. Fuck that, Live. Look, y'all repping on us. Look, I go to work after I get out of work, you know what I'm saying, do something around the house, and I hop on Red Dead. That got to come for everything. And I wake up, and if I'm off that day, I'm playing Red Dead. So I know that y'all might have got more hours than me, but I've been playing it nonstop. Every free moment I got, I be on Red Dead.
And that's what it's about, Chuck.
Well, number one, Mega's you on vacation, right?
Right.
I was on
Mega's on vacation. I work from home, so like during my lunch breaks or when I'm not doing anything, I can jump on Red Dead for like 30 minutes or whatever, do a little side mission. So it's different. I don't have to
No, I'm salty because I'm thinking I'd really put some time into this game. And
yeah, but I work from home, so I only go into an office like today was the first time I actually walked into the office in like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So like, it's different.
See, what this game does is it really does have those little moments. Like every time I play, I get lost in this world because I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go do a story mission, and then I start riding towards it, and I'm just like, oh look, there's a bunch of animals. I was like, I'm gonna go do some hunting, and then I end up spending an hour hunting, and I'm just like, well shit, I gotta take all this stuff back. So then I ride back, and then I end up sitting down, and then they're like, hey. Like they built a living world because of the fact that the characters are actually doing stuff. When you walk around the camp, you see them all interacting. It's not all scripted. It's random. And then you end up falling into doing random stuff. I spent 2 hours playing poker with the people in the camp and then spend an hour and a half playing dominoes. Yeah. Like I get lost because I get sidetracked with everything that's going on. And the fact of the events that you find in the world is crazy. Like I found a dude in the middle of the woods who was screaming because he got no. This is a random event. It can happen at any time. But
his mic.
Stop
but
it.
Look, all it was is the dude was talking that he got bit by a snake. And
that's the basic. That happens all the time.
Yeah, but if you do something, for the people, the fact that you run into them later and depending on what you did, it has an effect. Yeah. That's cool true. Because the dude who I helped, he ended up doing something for me, and I'm just like, "Yo, is this for real?" I was like, "Yo, that's legit because of what happened." I'm keeping it vague. I'm keeping it vague.
Hey, so did you give him the medicine? Or you?
No, not going into details about what I did. I'm just saying you do a thing, and he gave you a thing. Everybody hating on me.
Hey, did you hear?
Hang on.
Let's be right about it, right? Okay, so I was on Crossfire earlier, right? And I was telling the same story, and Delilah was over there lighting everybody else up in there too, talking about, look, stop it. And so, yeah, but you're going into a little deeper into the what's the thing. Now, the one thing about it is that what you're saying is true. Everybody has a different experience. You know what I'm saying? You meet these type of people or individuals at different points in times, but you don't got to say what happened here, what happened there. Just say. What you just ran into a certain individual. That's it.
Yeah, what I'll say for specifically, well, not specifically in a story way, but like I like the way that they have designed the different mission types. Mm-hmm. Like, so if you like hunting, right? They have multiple missions where you can just run into hunting just versus just I just got to hunt to feed my camp type thing. Like it'd be like, hunt for this guy or hunt for that guy for these different reasons that you got to hunt for. That's what I like about that. Or it'll be like, you know how they have the bounty hunter. You could do the bounty hunter. You could go capture other people for other reasons. Sometimes just the little things.
A loan collector.
Like, yeah, that's. But this is one of the cool things that I liked is like I jumped off my horse for whatever reason. I think I was in a gun battle. And I, if you get a certain distance away, you can't call your horse because you're too far. So it's like, fuck, I'm on foot. My horse is far as hell. I'm calling him. So I just see some guy just randomly riding by. And I'm like, you know what? I'm about to take his horse. But a lot of times, or like you'll call and sometimes they'll stop. Sometimes they won't. They just run your ass over. So this dude decided to run me over. So I ran his ass down and pulled the scorpion move and lassoed his ass off the horse. Granted, his carriage kept on going, so I had to go steal somebody else's horse. But just the mere fact of doing that and the physics in which it happened, look, the junk is just a basic, man.
Has anyone accidentally jacked a dude's horse when you're like riding by him and you're trying to say hi, but you get too close and end up like kicking him off?
No, I have not.
I've done that so many times. I'm like, son of a bitch.
No, I haven't done that on purpose.
Because it's funny because you stand up on your horse and you jump over to the other dude and like kick him off. And I'm just sitting here trying to say hi to everyone I see. And I keep doing that by accident. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, man,
it's
crazy.
I shot people by accident. Yo, this is the thing. Yo, I went to go rob a house, right? And my boy was like, now you got to keep somebody alive. And I'm like, all right. So I go to lasso the guy and I shoot him instead, man. I was so mad. Can't find the money because you killed him.
You're pure evil. You're pure evil. That you need to be. I need to hunt your ass. See, that's what the online. I hope they implemented.
Mega, I didn't shoot him on purpose. I swear to God, I tried to laugh for him.
Mega, it's just gonna be a GRG hunt fucking live all the time.
A GRG night to where when the online comes on, I hope that there is marshals and criminals, and that there's a mode to where you can hunt criminals and vice versa. I think that would be so dope. Like the opportunities is endless, especially what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5. So just thinking of what they could do with this game would be just amazing.
Well, I'll definitely be, listen, I'll definitely be on the criminal side. I had a bounty for $300 in the first hour. So
I got my first bounty and it's only $15.
Yeah, you're evil. You're evil, bro. You're evil. Anyway, let me get off of this before we start exposing too much of Delilah. Just will sit there and we'll have the marshal come after all of us. But anyway, let's get into this segue. Okay, speaking of this, about the whole success of how much. I mean, we seen that Red Dead has made tons of money in a weekend. Outsold pretty much everything in this little short span. The positivity that's been going on with the Xbox One X and with Red Dead. Phil Spencer comes out there, and there's young Ivanka. Phil Spencer goes out and he says, gotta go ahead and mute that. He comes out and he says, look, he's going out and promoting what he's supposed to do, what Xbox fans expect him to do, what gamers out there would want their CEO to do. Is no different than what we see with PlayStation, of how excellent they have been with their advertising. People are ripping and attacking Phil Spencer because he is going out there promoting Red Dead and saying that it's best played on the Xbox One X. I'm going to start with you, 100. What do you think about that, man? I mean, should Phil Spencer be attacked for over here standing up for something that he works for? That he works, that he's the CEO of the company?
Nah, man, they attacked that, man. I don't know how he deal with it. I would have, trust me, I would have had a bunch of splits for this saying certain.
You would have had what?
A bunch of splits. Man, I know.
Cuss
words. Man, I'm trying to say it.
There you go.
I said foul language. That'd have been perfect.
Yeah, foul language. I would have told somebody to go somewhere. I would have, but nah, but I'm sounding like they go get on me later on the night. I already know they go get.
You sound elegant.
Yeah, but my thing is Phil get all them get ridiculed, but I don't see nobody ridiculing on the other side. They actually talk to their consumers. They want to know what the consumer wants. They interact. They ask questions. I don't see Yoshida. I don't see people from Nintendo. I don't see nobody saying anything with their consumer. They just telling you how you want. I mean, this is what you need. This is what you need. Instead of just saying, this is what we want. Phil goes out to Japan. You ain't getting no games. Well, that's all right. If we don't. He making an attempt. Phil has changed the game. He is sitting there and saying, how you can kill kill people with your kindness. That's what Phil is doing. He's killing people with their kindness. Like,
Man, Phil, he got too much money. He ain't worried about that, John.
I know, but
that's how I look at it.
But see, Delilah, you're right. And I tell people this all the time. They don't care about this console war. They do not care. It's free advertising for one, and they don't really care. I mean, they care about their consumer. I mean, come on, y'all. It's like, let's go pick on Phil. But sometimes I'll be like, Phil, man, go to the Caribbean, man. Go do what old man Sky, No Man's Sky do. Just go disappear for some time, but he don't do it.
See, this is my first time hearing this. I didn't even pay attention to the fact that when he posted what he posted on Twitter, that people were attacking him. I did not know that. I think that's a shame. I think it's ridiculous. I think people need to grow up. And if this is their platform, why when they want to advertise it, go say, look, we just found out that our game plays better. They knew that from the jump, but all right, the game plays better on our platform. So what? Nothing's wrong in saying that. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, but it keep us hot too. I'm saying that it keeping us hot because people saying, oh, Phil Spencer said that that the game played the best on the X. He and people going back and forth, stuff like that. He ain't got to say nothing else, got to do nothing else. He probably to put his phone down.
He done with it.
Yeah, he done with the kids.
He tweeted almost immediately after that on something else. Like what? Keep it moving.
Yep, and keep doing this thing. Yep, but see that's a good thing about it because I don't think because once you become on that level, you got to have a mind state to be over there to actually understand that you're gonna have people that's gonna do that. So you overlook it all the time because it don't bother you because it ain't supposed to bother you. You have to train your brain not to let that bother you. So him saying that it's just good for marketing on his behalf anyway.
Right.
Like, okay, Red Dead is the hottest game out right now. If I'm gonna say anything about any game that's not marketed by Xbox, it's gonna be Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto. Why not?
Right. And you know what? And the one thing I have to disagree with you a little bit, Delilah, on this, because I do feel that Phil cares. Because if they didn't care, then they wouldn't be bringing the games that they do from backwards capability. They wouldn't be bringing.
I don't know what you said.
Capability.
I don't know what he said.
Sorry, I had a mouth.
Are you eating? Are you eating? He eating over there, y'all.
I mean, I was starving. I had Arby's sandwich. Backwards capability. Sorry,
compatibility. Whatever.
Compatibility. Thank you. Let me be country. You know what? I'll let you do that to me because I always do it to 100. So thank you.
I got you 100.
Back and pat. That's what we're gonna back and pat. I'm gonna get my chin sharp on. Back and pat. And also the fact that the Inside Xbox event, XO event,
it just be salty. Like I mean, it just seemed like salt. Like they just salty.
It does. But I'm saying that why should he get any type of salt from anybody, from Xbox or PlayStation, or for anybody out there? Because he was promoting something that people all been begging him to do. That sounds so ignorant to me.
But you know what? I think people got mad because Sony owns the marketing rights.
Well, yeah.
But guess who got thing what they didn't have to pay for no marketing rights because actually Digital Foundry just gave them some marketing rights, and then they all sitting there like the best way to play Red Dead is on Xbox One X, and that's all they're saying. They're not putting down the competition. They're not telling it. They said this is the best. When Sony said what, you know what I'm saying? They're saying the best way to play. When we see them commercials, like I said, everybody get on me about the commercials on Sunday. To play Call of Duty. The best way to play is Call of Duty on PlayStation 4 Pro. What's the difference from that?
Nothing.
No difference. That's it.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And what also it's bad is that Sony gets praised for that, and they should. So why, you know what I'm saying? The one thing that I think that Xbox gamers knock about Xbox, and rightfully so, is because of their lack of advertising. They should be after every basketball game, after any sports event. They should be on any big event that comes on television. I mean, hell, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, this whole poll things with the voting and all that, hell, just throw an Xbox commercial in that shit too. Throw it in there. Let people know that the Xbox One X, Xbox One S is out there and available, and Red Dead plays the best on the Xbox One X.
Hey, I mean,
why don't they make
a voting fucking ad? Like, honestly, think about everyone that's getting on right now with the time, especially for us here in the States. Levi's, a pair of jeans, has an ad about voting with their pants. Why can't Xbox do something?
No, that's going too far. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going too far. I think that's going too far. I think video games should keep the video. I don't want to see Sony. I don't want to see Xbox. I mean, especially if Sony would come out to do a commercial to say, "Hey, go vote," and you're a Japanese company. You're not in the United States. Nah, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't want Xbox to jump in, and I say just throw a commercial in, not promote people to vote. I think that's going a little bit too far.
I'm going through this now with the whole thing with Phil, and it's like you got just as many people praising Phil for doing this as people complaining about him doing it. But I look at it as no harm, no foul. Cause
what exactly did he do? Like,
time Xbox exec says something good, they always get attacked because it happened with Mike. It happens with Aaron Greenberg every time. It happens with Major Nelson whenever they make an announcement. It's constant bullshit.
He you know how you had the Digital Foundry comparison.
Mm-hmm.
He retweeted that and he put on the tweet, Red Dead Redemption 2 looks best and plays best on Xbox One X.
Okay.
Direct quote from the article.
Mm-hmm.
So he just pretty much retweeted that, and that's pretty much it. People in the comments, you know, either agreeing or saying, "Well, where are the games?" And you know, the whole classic.
Right, the trash.
Yeah, trash.
You know what this reminds me of, though? It reminds me of a parents like my kid got a. Just made honorable for the 5th time, and some other parent coming out, but that motherfucker ain't cure cancer though. Be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like,
right?
Like, I can't talk about my kids.
You said it'll never be good enough. Is what you're saying. Like whatever he says, it's gonna hurt somebody.
Right,
and, you know, and that's not even a bad quote to put. It's not hurting anybody. It's not. Anything. Right.
Why wouldn't they? When Sony has an exclusive and gets all those accolades, they make that trailer that comes out with all be like, this such and such gave it a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, all that stuff. People don't come out and say, be like, well, but where's your multiplayer though? Where's your multiplayer? Forget about God of War and Spider-Man. Where's that multiplayer though?
And it was crazy. You know, the thing with Phil too, if you look at his Twitter feed, like it's consistent. Like he always tweets about new stuff that Xbox announces, the games that just released, congratulating other studios. Like it's super consistent. It's almost as if someone else is running it, but I ain't gonna go that far because it's super consistent. Like it's very consistent.
I mean, it fit his attitude though, and the way he present himself and the way he carry himself. I mean, when he having an interview, when they asking him stuff right there on live on spot, he pretty much keep that same consistency, and he always make it clear that he pretty much doing it for the gamer, so he not here to hurt the PlayStation, and he try to make that as clear as possible. But you know what I'm saying, he running the Xbox division, and he trying to make a good platform on their division, but he not here to hurt PlayStation or Nintendo or the PC. He trying to make money for the corporations so they can give him more money to invest in more games for us, which he play games, so therefore he fall in that same cycle with us. You know, it's like the like a lot of people be bitching at him about little simple stuff like that. Now, what if there was no Phil Spencer? Where you think gaming would be at right now? Man, right here, right now, PlayStation would still be having the same names. PlayStation would probably won't be doing no crossplay. Xbox wouldn't be doing no crossplay. I mean, gaming will be in a bad predicament right now. So all these people with all this foolishness doing this about this simple stuff that they need to let go, because if it looked the best on the X, it looked the best on the X. If Spider-Man a good game, God of War a good game, it's a good game. If Quantum Break was an amazing game and people was mad at it because of the resolution that the average consumer cannot see, they actually killed a second game. And they might have killed the game. If you a PlayStation person and you hated on this game, you might have killed a game could have been made for the PlayStation. They have to compete with Quantum Break.
Right. And another thing about this is that that's a point well made. And another thing that I'm not understanding about this whole thing is that why would this even the diehard PlayStation fan that likes to dog out Xbox fans, they say themselves that they want to see Xbox promote themselves better because of course they lose the NPD all the time. They're last at this, they're last at that. They just come up short because they're too nice. And
they're making money last though. But we know that. But this is their talking point. And again, when you see Phil Spencer don't even come out and say anything negative towards anybody, he's just praising, you know, his idea, him and Robert Pinello's idea on how to on bringing in the Xbox One X. That's him. It's not Donnie D's. It's Phil's and Pinello's baby. And that system right there is, you know what, that system right there. I mean, he should be proud of it.
Okay, man. You know the funny thing is, like myself, 100. We're always considered by these ponies to be the craziest trolls, and we shouldn't say nothing on Twitter, and we just troll all day. That's what the way they was. I've never gone on Twitter and jumped on some Sony CEO and talked about, well, you shouldn't do this. Why? What's the point?
Hello?
I talk my shit and jump off. These fuckers be actually harassing executives, talking about Xbox gamers are toxic. Huh? The hell? I don't get it, man.
Hey, that was love. But anyway, I get it though. I get it.
I'm trying to figure who went on the phone. Who
right? Like,
it was a telemarketer.
Oh, well, I mean that part is true. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, like I said, the diehard, they just jump on to the fact of wanting to make people, that you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I can't make it. They ain't diehard. That's
no, they're diehard. They're diehard trolls. They're not caring. I don't even think that a lot of them don't even care about gaming. I don't think they care about gaming. They just care about wanting to troll and piss off Xbox fans just for the mere fact of saying the same talking points. That's all. I mean, some of those talking points are legit. Some of those talking points are relevant, but most of them are just absolutely asinine. They make no sense whatsoever. I mean, you want Phil Spencer, you want Aaron Greenberg, you want anybody that's a part of the Xbox staff to praise anything that Xbox has coming out, regardless of however that you may hate that game or not, or think that game is trash. It's not about you. It's about other people that may want to know about that product. That's just the bottom line about it. I mean, it's the same thing with what PlayStation does every time, period. So anyway, that just gives me a good safe way to just jump on and talk about, since we were talking about like enhancements and things like that, about the 4K enhancements that's supposed to be that's supposedly supposed to be coming to Sunset Overdrive. I don't know how many Sunset Overdrive fans we have on the panel, and also that it looks like that Sunset Overdrive is going to be coming over to the PC. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start off with you, Knuckles. I'm pretty sure that you have played Sunset Overdrive, and maybe that's a cool little game for you. You seem like you would like Sunset Overdrive. So what is it that, I mean, what do you think about it going to the PC? Is it going to that same narrative that Xbox is losing exclusives? And do you think that there's going to be a 4K patch coming to the Xbox One X soon?
I think there's going to be a 4K patch. I don't see why not, because even if it doesn't come directly from Insomniac, we've seen that Microsoft has their own group of engineers who are able to do that upscaling. So there would absolutely be a 4K patch if they do. And going to the PC, that's awesome. Who cares if they're losing an exclusive? It's 5 years old. We've had it since the launch, and it's just being brought to a whole new audience. If that new audience likes it and see why people enjoyed it in the first place, that only just puts more light on Microsoft saying, okay, there's still an attraction and interest in this IP. Insomniac has already expressed interest in wanting to do a sequel. They just need a publisher. Then Microsoft can go back to them and say like, hey, look, we see that there's still an interest. Let's get talking. This is a great thing because Sunset Overdrive is a fun game. It's what everyone praises in Spider-Man, but it's very fourth wall breaking. It's hilarious. It's self-aware. It has the humor that you would expect from Insomniac when they're not held back by parental controls, because every one of their games, they use innuendos, but have to keep it monotone. Here, they were allowed to go full in your face with it, and it's hilarious. Why not let people enjoy that?
No, I totally agree with that. I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, what about you, Delilah? Are you a fan of Sunset Overdrive? I mean, what do you think about a potential patch or this game going to the PC? All right.
What'd you say?
About Sunset Overdrive.
Oh man, I love Sunset Overdrive. That game is phenomenal. Like even like the cliffhanger ending, and the fact that they're bringing it out on PC. I'm excited about it. I'm probably gonna pick it up again just cause. I want a sequel to that game so bad, so I don't mind revisiting it at all.
Do you guys think that there will be a sequel coming?
I hope so.
We'll see.
You see? Think so?
We'll see. I wouldn't mind playing it again with the enhancements, though. That'd be nice. I started playing it again.
I got all the collectibles,
but I wouldn't mind jumping back in. But I mean, right now I'll be too busy, even if they do drop it tomorrow. But I might get around to it like in February or January, February.
Okay. All right. What about you, Triple Cup? What do you think about Sunset Overdrive maybe potentially going to the PC? I think it actually is, but the whole rumors about maybe a 4K patch coming to the Xbox. Were you a fan of it?
I mean, I like Sunset Overdrive. I didn't beat the game. To me, the game was a good game. It was just missing a couple key elements that have been everybody to stomp down. So I don't have to recycle and rinse about the multiplayer and stuff. But I like the game. I didn't finish it. Going to the PC. I mean, they have a lot of PC gamers. I could see that game having a lot of potential over there because of once they get their hands on it, PC is like the Wild West. They can mod it, do all types of crazy stuff. I'm kind of sure. As long as they don't be that extraordinary type stuff, I'm cool. Long as
that's gonna come.
Yeah, kind of like, man, leave that on left field, man. But the good stuff they bring, you never know what they could bring out of there. So I'm kind of curious yet to see the inventions that the real creative people doing some real creativity bring out of it. And then with the 4K patch that can get people that want to come back whenever in life to be able to play this game, or whenever they just get in the game with the X and they say, oh, they got a bunch of cheap games, they'll snatch that and they get to play and they're like, oh man, this game is actually fun.
What they should do is bring it out on PC and make that bad boy play anywhere, so I ain't got to rebuy it again. But I love that game. I've got all the DLC, everything. I even played the expansion, so I can see the alternate ending and stuff. It's dope, and somebody did a great job with that game. You can easily see where they got the fundamentals for Spider-Man from Sunset, because running on the wall, running up and down the wall. I mean, that's some of the same animation schemes they use for Spider-Man, but it's a dope game. I love it. Absolutely love it.
But to me, did it get a look? I mean, it's fun, but it kind of got
repetitive. Yes, open world games are typically they become repetitive because you're doing some of the same things over and over. That's any open world game,
right?
Whether it's Assassin's Creed, whether it's any open world game. I mean, just pick one. I mean, it is what it is.
I have to defend The Witcher. It never got on. No, I'm lying. There was some parts there.
Yes, it did. They're all of them like that because they so large. You know that they're so
huge.
Yeah, they're massive games, so they have to fill that game with like content, and that's what they have to make things that's kind of repetitive or fetch quests and stuff like that to kind of keep you entertained and things like that. So I feel like if Sunset Overdrive would have had kind of the cut scene, like the same amount of cut scenes as that Red Dead has and that Witcher has, it'd have been phenomenal.
But it's also an older game, though. I mean, this game was pretty much a launch title, so I don't think that it should be even categorized in the same breath as The Witcher or you see what I'm saying?
What trips me out though is that Insomniac's been saying for ever now that they want to make a sequel, and I can't believe that Microsoft won't get behind that. Like, I mean, they're done now. They're done with Spider-Man. Maybe they will be like, "Yo, we gonna put it on PC." That might be an XO announcement.
I mean, look on position field guy. So now he can actually make that call too.
He can, and then he can be like, "This might be an XO announcement that ain't happened yet." Like, they're gonna announce you go XO. They're gonna talk about the keyboard and the mouse, and they're gonna say, "Oh, Sunset Overdrive is going to PC, play anywhere, so I can get it again." For free on PC. And then they say, and also we're gonna fund the sequel to Sunset Overdrive too. That'd be fat. That'd be fire.
Oh yeah, that would drop it down. Yeah, if you had an Obsidian acquirement and then whatever else that they would try to acquire, then you would bring that, talk about Ori and the Will-O-Wisp, and then show Crackdown. And then
it's already sounding like it's gonna be a packed show, though.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that aspect would be insane, Delilah. Like, you would that would I don't know,
2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
They already announced that the show is gonna be 2 hours long.
Yeah, it's a 2-day event too, as well. So there'll be more content that probably will be
this show, and what people don't. I mean, some people know, but I don't know. The show is happening during their Fan Fest event in Mexico, so they're already gonna have like thousands of people there. So it's not gonna be just this little rendition of what you call it, that's that monthly show they do, whatever,
Inside Xbox.
Yeah, it's gonna be Inside Xbox. Like, I think it's gonna be in the same format, but I think it's gonna definitely be a little bit bigger.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this. I mean, you can touch in also on this whole thing about Sunset Overdrive too, but I want to know if you guys are excited about the XO event, or are y'all tempered? Because I know that there's been some people that's been really hyped over it, and then there's other people that's been saying, no, don't get so overhyped about it.
Well, I'm not a hype person about it, but I'm a hype person in nature, so I'm hyped about it, and I want to see it. But at the same time, It's like the monthly shows, the Inside Xbox. To me they show exactly what I thought they was going to show, and I was happy to see that because that's what I was expecting and want them to show. Go diving into the developers. I mean, you're showing inside the Xbox, so I want to see what's going on inside the. You know, saying it will make the thing tick. That's the only thing I want to see out of that, and then them to promote their stuff. Like how people saying you can't get other people to promote it like you could promote it, so you promote it yourself. Do a whole event with the XO. That's what's gonna be. They're gonna promote. They're gonna bring new stuff. We better keep our expectations in check because it might not be as much as we think it's gonna be. But at the same time, they gotta feel like saying within 2 hours. So we still might get extra stuff announced. And I'm keeping in mind, especially for these leaks they've been doing. Like people have been bringing out these leaks, but Microsoft been keeping it tight. But you know what I'm saying? They've been they've been having these leaks come out at the last minute, and that be kind of pissing me off. That messed up my whole release with the Xbox X when old boy dropped the price right before it came out. It messed the show up to me.
Right. Well, also the XO event is going to be 2 days. So, somebody in the chat.
Listen. It's going to be.
Yeah.
You keep saying that. You keep saying 2 days. FanFest is 2 days. XO is 2 hours.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. The FanFest, the overall festivities is going to be two days, and
but
so
we're not going to see.
I'm
just letting you know that we're not going to see the 2 days of FanFest. We're only going to see the XO stream of 2 hours.
No, Inside Xbox is going to give out. That's what Xbox. They're going to have free cover.
They're probably going to be streaming.
It's just going to be just like what's called on that. Yeah, they're going to stream that stuff just like they do for Gamescom.
They're going to be streaming like little.
Yeah, they've already said that.
Well, maybe it is 2 days. I don't know. I could be. I'm a fact check, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I check.
And then you'll be apologizing because you'll be saying, "Oh yeah, Megan, you're right. You're right."
Maybe I will be apologizing. No big deal.
So yeah, no.
If it is 2 days, great. You know what I'm saying?
They're not. It's going to be just like kind of like Gamescom. They're going to have the big event,
or even
I just know. I know. In FanFest, when I went to FanFest last year and the year before that, FanFest spanned over 2 days. Yeah. And so I know from the previous announcement, the XO 18 was going to be 2 hours, and so that's what I'm putting in chat. Was that pretty much what I know? I know FanFest spans over 2 days, sometimes 3 days. Depending on
rebranding it.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt it, but I don't think they're rebranding it.
What rebranding? What XO?
They're calling the whole event, just calling it XO. Instead of having people think, okay, they got the XO event, they got the FanFest event, just call, just consider the whole event XO, even though there's the FanFest section of it.
I mean,
no, but see, FanFest is different. Like FanFest is different from XO. It always have been. You know what I mean? They're two different things, very different things.
Okay, but
are they in the same location?
Yeah, they're in the same location this year, but
on the same day, or pretty much on the same, 2 days.
Yeah, same. But see, FanFest is different. They typically pick 100 plus. Well, this past year they did 500. The first year they did 100. The year after that they did 300 or so. And then the year after that they did 500. So now they keeping it at 500. And so every year they do that. They take the 500 fans, do stuff with them. But it's Ian chilling. Well, I'm telling you how it was for us when we went. Like Lady Infamous, and a few other people. And it was dope. It was just like, you would go to the press conference. Then after that, they go behind the scenes. You get to talk to the people who made the game, kind of like a talk show where they sit up there in the panel and you get to ask them questions and they show you their game. You say what?
Could you film the event? Like, could you film you?
Sometimes they'll let you know if you could. They'd be like, yo, no footage. Because for instance, you know how they showed Devil May Cry 5. Well, we actually saw more of it behind during FanFest. They showed us what they'd use to make the outfit for the characters and stuff like that, and the ideas they were trying to go for with the game, things like that. So they show you a little bit more, show you products that's not even releasing yet. They showed us some products that's not even out yet, like new headsets, new. They just do stuff like fan-oriented stuff. And then the day after that is typically like a meet and greet day. Like you go and you play the games. It's going to be on show floor before anybody else get to play them. So you got to worry about lines and things like that. You just go and you can just play. And also the developers are usually at each station, so you can ask the developers questions and things like that. And it's not streamed like FanFest. It's not streamed or anything like that. It's like an exclusive access type deal. But that's why I said XO is different. It's like that's more of announcements. This is what we got. We showing the world this. It's not like behind closed doors private event just for our fans. Is what I was trying to make a distinction.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I guess maybe people might get get it all mixed up because I was saying 2 days.
Chuck said that they would make it rebrand, and I don't think it's a rebrand either. Like, right. You know, what I mean, I think they're gonna keep a distinct difference between them. So,
right, and and I think that it might be a bigger show than what people think.
I think so too. At first, I didn't think that, but more and more, I like things I hear like this. I'm starting to think there might be a bigger show than we all think. Like,
right, because it's restarting the show that was. I mean, how long has it been? It's been since what the
oh god
360 or the play.
I was thinking about doing a video on this because of the fact that there were so many XOs in the past. They were never in the United. They only had like one in the United States, but they were always like overseas, like whether it was in Canada, Germany, things like that. But they always had big announcements at them. They were never like some little hunky dory. This is what we got this year. Blah blah blah. They're always like it would be kind of like that. Like this is what we got in the fall. This is what we got coming in the spring. But it still always had like a major announcement or acquisition, or something like that. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, let's get to the last topic, and then we're going to sit there and get on out of here. I want to talk about the controller situation. I think Knuckles wanted to touch on this, and it was the Microsoft is prototyping controller add-ons that sort of look like the Nintendo Switch for the cell phones and tablets. So, Knuckles, since I know that you wanted to talk about this, this will be the sound out. What do you think? What do you think about this? I mean, is this kind of like doing what Sony likes to do, likes to implement, likes to kind of dab and try to get people to be invested into to try to make it look like, oh well, they got like a Nintendo looking product or something like that, or is this something that you think Xbox fans might be interested in wanting to get?
I think that this is going to be something that they're trying to push for with something that fans are going to want to get, as well as it's showing that they're trying to do other unique things for their project xCloud, because we know that they want to push the streaming service and everything that it comes with. And I said previously before that people don't know with the Xbox controllers as it is, they already have Bluetooth enabled, and that those could be paired with phones. But if they want to do a separate product specifically for the phones, because there's going to be either setting up a phone with people who have cases, either flip stands or getting the little connections, or they can do a Switch-like approach, which is what this prototype is, which is a cool concept. You have the controllers, they're built and split in half. You can use them to clamp to the side of your mobile device, whether it's a phone, tablet, or whatever, and be able to play like that. And you have that Switch feel, but you have the Xbox controllers. And I think that's a unique thing that they can prototype and work with and see how it does, especially with what they're wanting to pursue with xCloud. At first, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, well, this is kind of dumb. But when I think about it, I was like, it really isn't that bad of an idea, because that's just giving another option. If people want to use the clips that they have out now that we've seen that are selling for like $7-8 on Amazon, those are probably going to go up whenever they officially go through with xCloud. And if they aren't able to use the controllers as they are now, even though they have Bluetooth and work with PCs, they may not necessarily work with mobile devices. And if that's the case, this is another way to still give the feel of a controller and have that paired perfectly with your mobile device.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That sounds legit. I mean, Delilah, you want to touch on this in any way? I see Livewire and 100 don't want to even touch on this subject.
With the controllers, I mean, from what I've seen, that Windows Central, I think it was Windows Central posted like some prototypes or whatever. I hope it looks better than that, but
yeah, it looks
yeah, it does. It looks a little bit, yeah.
It's awesome.
But I know. But you can clearly tell that it's kind of like a render, not like a full actual fledged product. It kind of looks like a prototype. I mean, I think this is great because I complain all the time about trying to play stuff on mobile. This is the reason why I haven't touched mobile gaming. So if they got something that they can, I said this too, right when the Switch came out. I was like, man, we can do this already with our phones. Like, you just Bluetooth to a controller, and you can play whatever game you want to on on your phone. So I'm like, man, Switch, it's great right now, but it may have a problem in the future. It might be short lived because if Xbox had come out with this, then you could possibly see some Switch ports or something along those lines come over to the Xbox platform outside of Nintendo's first party, of course. But yeah, I think it's dope. I think this will definitely change the game a little bit when it comes to like mobile and tablets and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I mean, I'm all about new, different hardware, controllers, things of that nature. I mean,
I was gonna say, because like that's the thing that bugs me the most on playing mobile. Your hands take up more majority of the screen.
Yes.
It's hard to kind of remember what you clicked on, where you are, and also using especially if you're playing a 2 analog stick game, it's a disaster. It's like you get frustrated after like 10 minutes. You're like, man, okay, that's why you can only play games in bursts, and that's why some games are like quick like that. Like you can only play like on like a 5-second, 10-second kind of deal because you can get frustrated you trying to the controls. So sometimes games are like a single swipe or a tap because they don't want to even have to deal with trying to make that full controllable kind of deal on a full just touchscreen only type experience. This can definitely change the game. And you couple this with I think Bloody was talking about, like, you couple this with xCloud, and now you onto something. You're really onto something. So
right, and that's the one thing about it that makes it has the potential. It just needs to they need to get another different type of look to it because, like I said, it looks pretty foul. Also, the fact that we still don't know anything about about the xCloud at all yet. I mean, it's still all in the air. It's speculation. There's still a lot of doubters out there. So, I mean, it sounds great. It sounds cool. It would really be dope for tablets and especially for people who have big phones because, like you said, yes. Delilah, those I'm saying, putting your hands on it, and I got big hands. That's why I do not touch mobile games whatsoever. Even though I was seeing that new Diablo game that's coming out on mobile, it looks epic. You know what I'm saying? But again, I wouldn't want to touch it because, like you said, it's just you messing around with your hands, and on that, it's just a disaster. It just doesn't feel legit to me. So, yeah, Livewire, did you want to touch on this?
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I'm all for the xCloud. I can't wait, man, for the times I get kicked off my TV when the fam in there. It's nice. When I gotta go take a dump, I'm gonna be in there for a minute.
Wow.
I mean, I can play some games.
That was TMI.
Yeah, I know that was going left. That was going left. Thank you.
Well, I mean, he is Donald Trump,
Yeah, he is our Donald Trump.
You know me. He had my fried chicken, so my fried chicken got to come out. So
no,
you give him an inch, take him out.
All right, yep, that's right.
Give him an inch, he take him out.
Okay. Can we put his mic?
So anyway, yeah, the controls are dope, man. I mean, I like if they make it where I guess it's kind of like the Wii one, where you can either put it together and just have it as a control like that, or you can have it as on the sides. I mean, obviously, I would assume they would fix it up the design and make it look a little bit smoother than it does, because it looks kind of
janky.
Yeah, it looks janky because it looks like they printed it up in a school lab or something like that. Which I assume
it does look. It looks bad.
I mean, that's what I think. I mean,
but I get it. But look, what this works for, like them trying to get the patent ahead of anybody else. Like, look, we got to get this out there because somebody gonna copy it or whatever.
No, yeah, definitely. Because when I worked at different companies, we used to do like 3D printing for like certain pieces that we needed. So you had to design it in AutoCAD first, and then print it up, and then see if it fit, and then you would send it out to get the actual piece, built by whatever company or whatever. So. No, I get it, but I mean, if they can make that work, I know they're trying to do both with the whole, for the people that are already mobile centric people, and they're just like, nah, I don't care about controls. I could just use the screen. That's what people want to do, and they can make it work well enough that it plays good that way. That's cool too. But I would probably, just shell out the $50 for the controllers and be good with that.
Okay.
Because that would be kind of hot, man.
It would be real hot.
Because especially if they can make it I mean, if you have a computer, right? So most likely you have a laptop. As long as the controllers are small enough where you could put it in your laptop bag and just kind of carry it with you, that should be hot.
It would be. It would be. Okay. All right. Now I do got one more thing before we get out of here, and that is the Castlevania's the Castlevania's Lords of the Shadows. 1 and 2 is available right now. And Delilah, did you get them? Did anybody get him?
So, I already own them, physical copies of both of those games. So
all right.
I'm glad that they finally made those via back compat. Yes. Fantastic games, man. If you're a Castlevania fan by any stretch of the imagination, pick up these games. I mean, what's interesting about the first game is you go in thinking that it's not even related to the original Castlevania story, and then it flips it. It's so dope. So I recommend anybody to pick it up. And if you already own the game, pop it in the X. Get the little. I think they got like a little smaller update. It's dope.
I've seen one of them.
So good.
The
controls.
Like my brother had one of them, but I don't know which ones or which. The
combat and the storytelling is fire.
Yes. Like I remember it being 3D, so it was
full
3D, and it was like an action adventure. But I don't remember which one I saw. I don't know if he was playing the first one or the second one.
Oh, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference.
Huge difference.
The second one, the second one looks great.
Yeah, huge difference, and the characters are different. So
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. But definitely check it out.
Which one would you recommend?
The first one.
Yeah. Really?
I recommend the first one, and then play the second one. It's a direct continuation.
It is exact continuation.
It's direct. Yes.
See, that's what I'm glad to hear.
True.
Because
and then also there's also Castlevania HD, which is the scroller, the side scroller.
Yeah, the original looks really good.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm happy for, because I love the original Castlevania, because that's what got me into the Metroidvania games, besides playing Metroid 2 way back in the day. And that's why I like those games. But I've been waiting, and I never played Lords of Shadows. I really wanted to.
Oh my God, bro.
No. I know, because it was the one that I wanted to play, because of the fact that
it's one of my favorite games.
There hadn't been a good, decent Castlevania in a while. And when they did Lords of Shadow, when they did Lords of Shadow, everyone was talking about it, and I was like, I really should play this, but I was playing a lot of other things at the time, and I just never had the time to go back and go get it. And when they announced that, everyone, like Delilah, got hyped. Of course, our boy Jamie Moran and a few others got hyped, and I was just like, I have to play this one, because I know every major Castlevania fan said this has been the best rendition of a Castlevania game since the original.
Yes.
Because a lot of the games that came after were either decent or just bad. But they said Lords of Shadows was perfect. And
it tells the original story, which is so fire.
Right,
like, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you got to play the expansions too. And they're free right now. So I recommend you jump on that.
Well, yeah. Also, I will say this.
Digital.
I will say this. I do have Lord of the Shadows 2 on disc. The first one I paid for. I bought it because it's available. Well, Larry Hurd brought it up and said it was available. I bought it, but I still don't see it in my.
No, it's not. It's not. The thing is, the game, the first one is a physical only right now. It's not digital release yet.
Okay.
So if you got it, you got to get it physical. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I paid for it already, so that's the reason why it is. But I do got the second one.
But they supposedly it's supposed to be coming, like the digital
version.
Right.
Yeah. They're both supposed to be digital. Well, the second one is, but the second one is a little expensive though. So.
Yes.
So yeah, it's $40. So if you want the second one, it's $40. The HD, the side scroller is $10 as well. That is really dope. I have those. I have all three of them on PC actually. So but I also I have the HD, and I have the second one on console. But I don't have that first one. So I bought it, but it's not there available yet. So once it comes in, I can't wait to jump on it and play it. But I will say this: I do hope that they will add some 4K enhancements to it, because it needs a little bit of that work. It looks a little ashy, but it's still. But then in certain scenes, it looks.
They look ashy.
They look a little ashy, Larry, man, no doubt about it. But I will say this: that when you start fighting that night, that first, right when you first kind of get into it, and then it is right in the beginning, you fight that night, you start seeing like, whoa, this it was ahead of its time graphically. They really went all out for the game.
Just what gets me with this game is because like I grew up, playing, 8-bit. Of course, I started with 8-bit, and Castlevania was one of my favorite games. And so like especially specifically Castlevania 2, and so this game it just taps into that nostalgia. And the whole time you're thinking about the Belmont, Belmont was going Belmont. And so it's so good, just the way they tied it all together.
It's a terrible knife for a curse.
But definitely, I got. And speaking of which, like Netflix just dropped season 2 of Castlevania the TV.
Yes, they did, and
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's so good. You're yelling at me about playing the game. You have to watch the show.
But hey, the game old now. Don't get it twisted. This Netflix. It just dropped. This just dropped.
Hey, hold on, Douglas. Hold on. I gotta correct myself quickly, before people think I'll be chasing the penis demon. I said that Christopher asked me, and I said, hey, if you got the penis demon, they will play right now.
You meant the disc.
I meant the disc.
Yes, I'm pretty sure they knew what you meant. But
well,
man,
I had to correct myself.
How you screw that up though? Where you get the K from?
Hey man, I'm dyslexic, so don't.
Where you get the K from though, bro? Like where your mind at? Where is your mind?
His mind is on the penis demon.
No, it's not on no penis demon. But I was just like, oh Lord Jesus! I saw that, like, oh no!
He must be used to typing that word. You got that muscle memory.
No.
You got a muscle memory for real.
Stop it.
Go ahead
on.
I ain't mad at you, boss. I ain't mad at you.
Don't do that. Cold-blooded.
She don't care. She be a ruthless right now.
Oh man, I'm 100. They'll go wear me out in the chat. That's it. Yeah, I saw that. I said, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, you screwed up.
Yeah, I messed up. But anyway, go ahead, Douglas. I'm sorry, man. So we
man. No, I was just saying that she was talking about how I have to play the games, and I'm saying that for her, I was like, she absolutely has to see season 2. She really, I'm telling you, like, if you really like reminisce about the Belmonts and their whole story, I was like, season 2 does such an amazing job with that.
Same thing about Lords of Shadow. Just play it, boss.
Yeah, just watch it, girl. Trust me, I'm looking at GameStop right now and seeing how much it is to get a damn disc.
Online.
Yeah,
it was like $7.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Grab it right now. Shit, $7 my ass.
Is it up now?
They bumped it up to 20.
They always do that when the games drop on back.
Man,
you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna reach out to my boy. He'll get it.
Got 2 of them.
Yeah.
And all both of them with it.
See, the first one is more expensive than the second one because the second one's $10.
Because the first one's way better than the second one, but whatever.
You think so?
I
love how the story.
I got a question. What
the
one?
Story, the story.
Because it's almost sold out. So can I get a question?
The second one plays better. The second one is smoother.
That's why I like the second one because it plays so much better. Yeah.
You can say
this question answered before I buy this thing. Lord of Shadows, the collection edition, that works on Xbox.
Yeah, the whole entire thing works.
Yeah, yeah. All three games are available right now. So yeah, go ahead and cop that. Yeah.
I'm finna grab. That's $20 for Lord of Shadows. It's Castlevania.
No, the second one, that collection is only a demo of part 2. It's just those 2. Look at that again. The second one is only a demo.
No, I'm talking about she said play the first one first. So I'm just trying to grab the first one. I can grab the second one off Xbox. Right?
No, it's $40 for the second one on Xbox.
Yeah, the second one is expensive in digital.
Yeah, the first one's only $10 on Xbox,
so
right now.
One,
I'm just gonna buy them both.
The second one is $20.
I'm gonna call the plug and
have him give me that. The second one is $20, and they only got 16 left.
Oh, I got. Well,
which one is better? I'm only gonna buy one at a time.
Delilah likes the story is better on the first one, but the way that the game plays is better on the second one. Yeah,
you could do more in the second game.
Yeah, like you can just switch between
weapons. I'm have to buy the disc.
I
the first one, unless you just wait for the digital version of the first game to come out. Then
because it's only $10.
It's gonna be
because it's going for say Lord Shadow. This is the Shadow Collection Edition. I can just pay $19.15 for it.
Yeah, I would do that, but remember 2 is. But see, that's the thing. 2 is really expensive by picking it up digital.
But 2 is only what you call it. 2 for if you want it on Amazon, it's only $20.
Okay, yeah,
there's only 16 left, so that's why I'm sitting there. Like,
get the disc, And because it's $40 if you want to buy it right now through Xbox Live.
So the first one is $10 on Xbox, right?
Right. But it's not available yet because I haven't got it yet.
It's not released yet.
It's not released yet.
But if you got a physical copy, you can still play it.
Right.
Man, see y'all bad influence in my life. See, I'll be here.
Man, just cop it, man.
I just want to know cop 1 or 2 because I'm gonna cop one at a time.
Get the first one because look, the second one is a direct continuation.
All right, so
you gotta know the first game to understand what's going on in the second one.
Right. That's why I'm holding off because I wanna beat them both at the same time. So you know what I'm saying, but they're really good. They're really good.
Hey man, just do what everyone else does. If they got them both at your local GameStop, go pick them up. You got them for 7 days. Play through them straight through, get all of it, and then return it back. Get that refund.
You can search on games. Like if you go to GameSpot.com, GameStop.com, like you can search for if the game is used. Like if they got a used copy in stock.
Or just drive right down to your local one. I'm sure that there's.
I got one. But you know, then they charge me for shipping. But I got see, this is a third-party vendor, so
right. See, that's the thing. I went through Prime to get it, and I got it for $12, but it was only like 2 left, so I was like, I got to get it. So, that was for 2. So, the first one I thought this was going to be.
And they got one right near me. I'm gonna go get that.
Well, anyway, so that's cool. I'm excited about it, but let's go ahead and do our sign outs. Let's get out of here. K Mega has done 4 hours of podcasting and don't want to do no more. So anyway, so let's get on to it. Let's go to Delilah HD.
Yes. Okay. So you guys know you can catch me right here on Fridays on GRG, but you can also catch me on Grown Women Gaming on Saturdays at noon on the Grown Women Gaming YouTube channel. I also will be a guest on Tech Podcast tomorrow evening at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So check that out, or you just follow me on Twitter, Delilah_HD, and you will see all of that good news. And I'll catch you guys later.
Nice, excellent. Big shout out to Tech. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be really dope. Also, Bloody Knuckles, where they gonna find you at?
And they can find me here, of course, every Friday with you guys here on the GRG. They can also find me on Saturdays on my channel, youtube.com/Bloody Knuckles. On my show, The Smash Podcast, we run at 1:30 p.m. Central, but that time may be changing. We're not going to be going tomorrow, but they do want to make sure they are there next week because it will be the Smash Podcast's first official anniversary. So we're getting as many of our family members to come out and just have fun for
y'all doing the EXO reaction.
I believe we're gonna talk away, right? That's in the night, and I know that I think we were gonna talk about that, but we're trying to get as many people to just kind of talk about all the big anime, movie, comic news from the past year, and a lot of stuff that's gonna be coming up in everyone's thoughts. So trust me, they're gonna want to see everyone on it. Got Cognito from the Iron Lords. King David should be coming back, as well as some of our other peeps from the Triple B, as well as some other surprises that are going to be coming out as well.
No doubt. 100. Where can they find you at, bro?
I mean, they already know I'm public enemy #1, so it ain't too hard for me to find. But I'm gonna be on Xbox.
I know you, man. Don't nobody know you. Tell them where they can find you.
Oh, no, please.
Man,
go ahead.
They find me. Trust me. You can catch me on Xbox. I'm gonna get loaded tonight. I ain't got loaded in 2 nights. I just gotta find with some playing, but I'm probably playing some 2K. I've been on 2K all day, so you can catch me on Xbox Live. We're gonna be on DirectX this Sunday. Thinking about doing an EXO event. If I ain't in Las Vegas that weekend, I'll do it.
What time is the DirectX?
DirectX between 5:30 6:30 when I can get everybody together, because it's kind of hard because people got families and everything, but we're gonna try to start on time. I know we don't start on time all the time, but we're gonna try to do it, and sometimes I do push it back to Mondays because people got lives and issues with tissues and shit. But you can catch that off, and you can catch out, all the other podcasts. Catch GRG in the mornings. I be trying to get up, but I just can't get
GWG.
GWG.
Hey, respect the queens of gaming, man. You should know better.
Gaming.
Y'all up.
Grown women gaming, bro.
You
You
don't
said
go to bed.
GRG.
Man, my bad.
GRG
I'm
in
so
the
used to
morning.
saying that. Hang on. I got a
You don't
routine.
have an excuse
I got a
Terrible.
routine. Don't mess with my
Lady's
routine.
also on the West Coast with you, and she's up.
She early morning bird. I stay up to 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, she damn for sure does get it.
The GWG.
Grown women gaming.
Grown women gaming.
Y'all make sure y'all be there. Be square. I'll be there when I get up in the morning. I get around 10 o'clock.
L Boogie, Sharice.
Yeah, L Boogie and Sharice.
L
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to L Boogie and Sharice.
You know what I'm saying? I got to go in with L Boogie on some PUBG, you know what I'm saying? Because she still play it. The lot.
Sharice still got to do some co-op sometimes.
All right, you going extra long, bro. I mean, what's your channel? What's your channel, man?
It's 100. All
right, then.
There we go.
Shut the hell up. All right. Where they find you at, man?
You can find me out on my channel. I'm gonna try to put something up. I know it'd be rough. I need streets.
There's somebody else I should have went first because he gonna go long.
Listen, I just got to work on this song for the Mooch and Crap Show, man. It's just been taking me a long time.
Oh, the song? Okay, all right.
Yeah, man. I did it and I ain't like it. Scrapped it. Did it again. Still ain't like it. Scrapped it. So this is like my third, fourth time trying to get this junk done.
Well, get motivated.
It's not about being motivated. I just didn't like the way it turned out.
Okay, well then get that.
I don't like just put. I like to put a little bit of effort into it. You know what I mean? I don't just like
blame it on Red Dead.
Yeah, blame it on
no. It's more work than anything.
You put 40 hours in Red Dead. See,
okay.
Red Dead hours. That's all they've been playing is Red Dead.
All right, but I can't record. I can't record it in the.
I said nothing wrong with it.
I'm just saying, you sound like you got a little hate in your voice, though.
No, that's all. No,
okay, this is what happens every time. We actually let's come on live. Let's go. You going? You dragging? Come on.
Yeah. So anyway, man, check out my channel, guy.
All right. Okay, man. Check out Livewire, man.
Yeah.
He is hated by the pony echelon. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, I'm their favorite.
I mean, you already.
They love to tune in to me when I'm on there.
I already know what it is.
Yeah, you already know it is. But anyway, man.
Guys, stop trolling them guys, man. Like,
but that's not true. I'm a nice guy.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and let's sign this off, man. K Mega 405, man. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, especially the people that came over and did the marathon with me. That was over there on Crossfire and came over here tonight. Thank you guys for enjoying the show with us. Look, this is we're definitely going to be having when we come short, we'll definitely have a guest or so to come through when we have that opportunity for the most part. But man, subscribe to everybody's channel, support everybody out here, man. They're hard working. I know Triple Cup Chuck had to leave, he had to bounce out. Go support him at the Vibration Podcast. GWG, you know what I'm saying? The ladies, they do their thing. And also, you know what I'm saying, check out 100, check out Livewire and Bloody Knuckles for doing their thing as well. So as I always say, every Friday night, there's only 3 things you can do. 1, you can take your ass out there and get to gaming. 2, if you got to go to work, take your ass to bed. But 3, you better get that pants off, dance off. It's just that simple, man. If you ain't doing neither one, then you need to check your horizons, baby. We about to get out of here, man. Everybody have a good night. Peace. Oh, and well, hold on. Before I say peace, I do want to say one more thing. Hold on, let me check this out. Boom, boom. I want to give a big shout out to Brandon Bryce. Thank you. You just he signed up to the Patreon. Thank you. At the link in the description, we do have the GRG Patreon. I know I'm trash for not ever promoting the Patreon. We do be giving away hot ass games. We just gave away Picture 2 for last month, and we also gave Soul Calibur 2. This month, I have no idea what I'm going to be giving away, but it's going to be one of the big games. It ain't going to be, Lucky Tales from 5 years ago. So anyway, everybody.
We'll do a coin flip, either Blackout or fucking Red Dead. Let's do that.
No, Call of Duty's already gone. We'll probably do Battlefield or Darkstalkers, or maybe
Darksiders.
Darksiders. Battlefield or Fallout. One of those 3. So anyway, everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Later.
Word.